How's it going, everybody? I'm Lewis and we've got a new content poll from the Old School RuneScape team. So let's go ahead and vote in this poll. So, this is content poll 35. For more details about what's being offered, check out my developer blog video here. We don't have too much time for this poll. It's closing on the 5th of August and it's currently the 3rd. It might take me a day or two to edit the video. Hopefully I can get about a day between now and then. So, question 1. Should a max cape be added to Old School? It would only be purchasable after achieving 99 in all skills and would cost 2,277,000 coins. The max cape will provide the same stats as a trimmed skill cape, along with having an impressive emote. So let's check out the cape design. So this is going to be the Old School RuneScape max cape. It's effectively the exact same thing as we have in RuneScape 3, because many players saw that as kind of a target and would encourage them to play the game. Having the exact same thing is quite good because people can see that, understand it's the max cape, and target for that. However, I believe in RuneScape 3 you can change the colour of either your max cape or the particles that your max cape gives. So in that respect it's not going to be exactly the same. Additionally, they have stated we will be getting our own unique Old School RuneScape emote, so whether or not it's going to be similar, I don't know, but I can imagine it's going to be really cool and equivalent to that RuneScape 3 max cape emote. So, do I actually want to get the max cape in game? I'm a little unsure about having it the same as RuneScape 3, however, like I said before, people recognise the max cape, and they see it as a target for levelling, so I think it's quite a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on that. Next, question 2. If the max cape passes, should it have the same stats as the fire cape? Well, I'm not really that much of a fan of this. However, looking at the RuneScape 3 stats, it looks like the max cape is about twice as good as the fire cape. So I think having the max cape in Old School at least as good as the fire cape is a decent idea. One could argue that just because you have the max cape you don't necessarily have the fire cape, however you have the potential to easily get it. It's not like it's going to be really hard. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on that. Next, question 3. Should it be possible to convert Zulrah's signature drops into Zulrah's scales by using a chisel on the items? The Serpentine Visage, Serpentine Helm and Magic Fang will be converted to 10,000 scales, with the Tanzanite Fang and Toxic Blowpipe being converted to 50,000 scales. Now I've been a little unsure about this. Obviously scales, the fact that they're consumable, means that whatever you do to them, it can't really affect their economy too much. However, I'm looking at these numbers 10,000 and 50,000 and thinking, is that too much? At the start I think they might crash just a little bit, but over time they'll probably recover. There's just a few balancing issues there. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on that. Next, question 4. When looting the barrows chests, should the loot appear in an interface of Clue Scroll rewards? So let's have a look at the interface used by Clue Scroll rewards. So this is the interface you get when you complete a clue scroll, and it basically just shows you your reward. With barrows, I think it just throws all of the items that you get into your inventory, so you can't really have a look and appreciate what you get. Having an interface similar to what clue scroll rewards use will allow you to see exactly what you got from the chest, meaning you can see everything, even the smaller things such as runes and bolt racks. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes because I think having that interface will be quite good. Next, question 5. Should receiving a piece of barrows equipment or an elite clue scroll from the barrows chest trigger a loot broadcast? Now I don't really see any benefits to having loot broadcasts. However, they said it will just be in the barrows area, or at least the barrows chest area, and seeing as many people like them, I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on that. Next, question 6. Should an interface be added to barrows that allows you to see which brothers you've killed so far? Now that sounds like a nice handy update, especially if you're someone that's a little bit forgetful. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on that. Next, question 7. Should the trawler outfit be added as a potential reward from the fishing trawler minigame? Each piece will provide a very small amount of bonus XP when fishing, totaling 2.5% when the full set is worn. Now I've never really been to fishing trawler, so I think this will definitely encourage me to go. And seeing as fishing is kind of a slow skill, I think that small bonus will actually help many players. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Now I am a little hesitant about having this bonus experience in game. However, we've already got the Lumberjack and Prospector outfits, and 2.5% bonus experience isn't really that much. Next, question 8. Should Hellhounds drop a charm that can repel wild dogs in the Brimhaven dungeon? Now I'm not really too sure why they're asking this, and who the hell requested it. Potentially, I think it could be a reward from the Karamja achievement diary, but I'm still questioning who wants that. It's not like wild dogs are a high level, and you can just run away from them very easily. I'm assuming that maybe Pures and Skillers are struggling with these wild dogs. For that reason, I'm going to vote no. I really can't see any issues with the wild dogs, and if there is an issue, then your account is clearly the wrong build. Next, question 9. Should the animations performed during the Drill Demon random event, which is push up, star jump, jog on the spot, and sit up, be added as emotes that can be used anywhere? Now, I think it might look a bit strange if we have these everywhere. However, they are kind of nice animations, and I find most emotes quite fun. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Next, question 10. Currently, the Toxic Blowpipe uses the glass blowing animation as a special attack animation. Should it be given a unique special attack animation? Now, I think a special attack animation for the Toxic Blowpipe could look quite cool. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes, especially because that glass blowing animation isn't that special. Next, question 11. Should the Ectophile Teleport be given a unique animation? This will be based on the animation used from 2009 onwards. I'm going to go ahead and vote yes, I quite like that animation. Next, question 12. Should clicking the compass turn your camera to face north? I always thought that was quite a nice update, and I always wanted them to expand it so you could just right click and choose to face south, west, east, maybe even north, south, northwest, northeast, etc. Although, north-south isn't really a position you can turn to. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and vote yes because I think that's quite a nice update. Next, question 13. Should a toggle be added to your house options that allows you to decide whether teleporting to your house places you inside or outside of the house portal? Now, I've never really seen this as an issue. However, having the option would be quite nice. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Next, question 14. Should the number of empty buckets the tall leprechauns can store be increased from 31 to 255? I think that'll be a lovely quality of life update, so I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Next, question 15. Should a sell 50 option be added to shops? I don't know many people that really use shops, especially since we've got the GE now, but if you are going to be selling to shops, it'll be quite good. I suppose Iron Man will be using that quite a bit. Next, question 16. Should they add packs of plant pots, baskets and sacks in farming supply shops? I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. When I was doing some farming a while back, I did find it a bit of a pain to get my plant pots, baskets and sacks. Next, question 17. Should they make Vetion just spawn one hellhound in each phase, not two, to make the boss slightly easier to kill? Now, the boss has been in game for quite a while now, and it's quite well established. Many players see it as the harder wilderness boss, but unfortunately because of that, it's seen as not really worth their time, because they can go to the other bosses and get a drop, it's much easier, and they spend less on supplies. So I think having just one Hellhound boss will make it slightly more worth it to kill, and would increase the boss's popularity. The ring that he drops, which I believe is the Ring of the Dead, might lower in price, but I think that's a small side effect for having people kill the boss more. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Next, question 18. Should it be possible to trade an Umli wrap for a new Bull Roarer if yours is lost? Now, I've not done Legends Quest, so I'm not entirely sure what this is referring to. However, if you lose a Bull Roarer, it sounds like something you want to get back. So trading an Umli wrap for it seems like a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Next, question 19. Currently, eating half of a full pizza will move the remaining half to the first empty slot in your inventory. Should pizza remain in the same inventory slot when you eat half? I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. That's a very nice quality of life update, and you don't have to be clicking everywhere in your inventory just to eat pizza. Next, question 20. Should the process of turning bones into bone meal be automated? Now, I hope that they make it kind of slower than manually doing it, but having that automated will be quite nice. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Next, question 21. When in a guild, should the skill associated with the guild be displayed in the place of your combat level? For example, in the crafting guild, you would see the crafting level of other players when you right-click them, rather than their combat level. Now, I can understand why people might want that. However, I think in practice, I'm not a fan of this update, so I'm going to go ahead and vote no. Next, question 22. Should the doors in player-owned houses only be closable by the host? Now, that would definitely cut down a lot of trolls in player-owned houses. The host could still troll, however having something in place to stop random people trolling would be quite nice. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Next, question 23. Should Build Teach have a right-click travel option after you've completed Cabin Fever? Now we seem to be getting quite a few of these right click travel options, so I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. People tend to like them and they're really useful. Next, question 24. Should the welcome screen be removed when logging in inside the wilderness? Now part of me is thinking, no, it's the welcome screen, you have to have that. However, the other part of me is thinking, you're in the wilderness, you don't want to be attacked with the welcome screen up. If you really care about what's on the welcome screen, you go out of the wilderness, log out and log back in just to check it. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on that. It could probably save many players' lives. The downside of this is people hopping worlds will be able to do so much faster than they could before. I think a lobby would be a much better solution to this. Next, question 25. Should the number of teleports on a skull scepter be increased as a reward from the Varrock achievement diary? The number of teleports the scepter offers will be increased by between 2 and 8, depending on which tier diary you've completed. I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. I think that's quite a nice update. The skull scepter is not really used that much, and I know it's quite popular in free to play, however they don't have access to the achievement diaries, so hopefully it could give a bit more life to it on members' worlds. Next, question 26. Should Ziliana drop an item that permanently removes the darkness in the Zamorakian area of the God Wars dungeon when consumed? Now, I don't know whether this item is going to be untradeable, however people that dislike the darkness in the Zamorak area can remove it, and it might even help rejuvenate Ziliana a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Next, question 27. Should a shortcut to the Karazi jungle be added? Now, I'm not particularly familiar with the Karazi jungle, and I'm questioning what advantage you could have if there is a shortcut to it. And honestly, I don't quite know. However, I'm hoping that they put on Legends Quest requirement and maybe a decent agility level requirement to use this shortcut. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes. Next, question 28. Should a warning be added to the exit of the fight cave to stop people exiting by accident? A right-click escape option will be added so that it can still be used during combat. Now, I'm not really sure how many people are really accidentally leaving the fight cave. However, if it's happening, it could be a pain. So, having the right-click option and the warning would be quite nice. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on that. And finally, question 29. Should 4 existing worlds be given a minimum total skill level for entry? The following restrictions have been suggested. 1,250 plus total, 1,500 plus total, 1,750 plus total, and 2,000 plus total. Now, I've never really been that much of a fan of the minimum total level worlds. I've never really seen the point of them. However, many people have suggested that you'll see less bots and less spammers in the world. And the hope that many players have is there'll be less competition for resources. So, despite the fact that I don't really understand it, I think that many players will quite like the idea of it. So I'm going to go ahead and vote yes on that. I'm going to submit my vote, and then we can see what everyone else has been voting. Thank you for voting. So far we've had 31,495 votes. 90.5% of those want to get a max cape added to old school. However, 65.2% want the max cape to have the same stats as the fire cape. 72.5% want Zulrah's signature drops to be able to be converted to Zulrah's scales using a chisel. 84.4% want the loot in a barrows chest to appear in an interface similar to that of Clue Scroll rewards. 70.5% want a loot broadcast to be triggered when you receive a piece of barrows equipment. 91.7% want an interface to be added to barrows that allows you to see which brothers you've killed so far. 84.6% want a fishing trawler outfit to be added as a potential reward from fishing trawler that will provide a small bonus experience when fishing. 67.2% want hellhounds to drop a charm that can repel wild dogs in Brimhaven dungeon. 81.4% want the animations from the Drill Demon random event to be available as just normal emotes. 84.7% want the Toxic Blowpipe to be given a unique special attack animation. 82.4% want the Ectofile to be given a unique animation, based on the animation used from 2009 onwards. 90.8% want to be able to click their compass to turn their camera to face north. 84.7% want a toggle to be added to the house that allows you to decide whether teleporting to your house teleports you inside or outside of the house portal. 90.9% want the number of empty buckets a Tool Leprechaun can store to be increased from 31 to 255. 87.3% want a sell 50 option to be added to shops. 87.2% want packs of plant pots, baskets and sacks to be added to farming supply shops. 57.4% want Vetion to spawn just one hellhound in each phase, not 2, to make the boss slightly easier to kill. 81.1% want to be able to trade Umli wraps for new bull roarers if yours is lost. 92.3% want eating half a pizza to remain in your inventory slot that you ate it from. 80.1% want the process of turning bones into bone meal to be automated. 63.4% want a skill associated with a guild to be displayed in place of your combat level when you right-click another player. 75.5% want doors in player-owned houses to be only closable by the host. 94.5% want a right-click travel option on Bill Teach after completing Cabin Fever. 86.8% want the welcome screen to be removed when you log in inside of the wilderness. 90.9% want the number of teleports on the Skull Scepter to be increased as a reward from the Varrock achievement diaries. 77.9% want Ziliana to drop an item that permanently removes the darkness in the Zamrakin area of the God Wars dungeon. 87.6% want a shortcut into the Karazi jungle to be added. 91.7% want a warning to be added to the exit of the fight cave to stop people exiting by accident. And 85% want 4 existing worlds to be given a minimum total skill level requirement for entry. So a very interesting poll there, quite a few questions, not a lot compared to some of the bigger ones we've had recently. However, 30 questions is quite big. Many of the things I think that are passing deserve to be passed, and the things that are failing I think are kind of a bit edgier. For example, when you're in a guild, not seeing people's combat level, that's something you just don't see in RuneScape. Personally, I kind of associate it with seeing the skill level of players in RuneScape 3. Also, things like changing Vetion. I think people don't like the idea of making bosses easier. Many of the other things are very nice quality of life updates, or just fun graphical updates, such as all these animations and emotes. I think that this content poll is quite good, I'm quite happy with it. There's a few things I'm not completely ecstatic about, but then again there's nothing in this poll which I think, yes, we need that, or no, I really don't want that. So like I said before, we've only had 31,495 votes. If you've not voted yet, and the poll's still open, please make sure you go ahead and vote. It's very important that you get your say in old school RuneScape. If there's anything in this poll that's failing or passing that you really didn't want to happen, let me know in the comments below. If you want to watch the latest old school RuneScape update, please click here for custom F keys and the music key. And if you want to watch the latest old school RuneScape news post, please click here for server maintenance on the 31st of July. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share, and if you want to keep up to date with the old school RuneScape updates, dev vlogs and polls, please subscribe. I've been Lewis, thanks for watching.